Good. Hey, so if you don't know, this is the East Lansing Strangler. Definitely was an ass kicker on the mat. Now he coaches. He's got a club, SAW. He's had some big wins as I was reading. And over 10 years or close to 10 years with USA Wrestling, right? Fighting around the world.
Oh yeah, yep.
Was there any MMA or was it all wrestling?
No MMA for me. All wrestling.
You,
I don't like to
you
get
like
hit.
the grappling, not you don't
I
want to
can
get punched
grapple.
in the face,
I don't
right?
want to get hit.
Yeah, I like it, man. Well, hey, I appreciate Butch putting you in contact with me. I was reading about you, man. You're a wrestling legend. That's
Thank you.
unbelievable. And I'm so glad to have you on. So talk about how did you get that East Lansing Strangler name? If you don't know, this guy was like 1,000,000 in high school and never lost. So an absolute stud.
Oh yeah. Sorry about the background. My kids are running around being heathens
That's
right
all right. As long as they got the fish in their mouth, we're good.
now. No, I started picking it up in college. Is when I started picking up the East Lansing Strangler name. My freshman year, I kind of developed the style from a little kid, and developed the style. The tighter it is, the tougher it is. More pain you put on the dude, the more he's going to do what I want him to do. Especially training with your brother, So you always want to put as much pain on him as possible with it being legal. So I started figuring stuff out from there.
And now it's all over. Everything I read. I mean, damn, dude, you even got your own Wikipedia page now.
I saw that. But no, it just kind of that's fine. Go play in there. And doing a lot of my front headlocks and stuff. I would occasionally knock guys out here and there, especially internationally where it didn't matter as much. So they coined me the East Lansing Strangler like it was a bad thing, and then I just take it and run. I don't care. I'll be the
awesome. And every article I pulled up had it there.
All my hashtags were Strangler. My video game, my PlayStation Strangler too.
That's awesome, man. So you obviously started at a young age at what state?
Michigan, right here in Lansing. We grew up, 12 miles from Michigan State. Our dad wrestled at State as well.
Nice. I had what a beautiful campus, by the way, and a beautiful area because I had the opportunity to take my son up there with the Central Florida Wrestling Academy this year or last year to the Grappler, and I really enjoyed the area there. It was a good time. So talk about high school, man. Shit, did anybody even come close? 178 pins.
Hey, I'm talking right now. I had 211 wins with 208 falls. That's pin and tech. I only had 3 matches go 6 minutes. 2 were my freshman year. 1 was the very first tournament in the finals with a senior. And I was small, I was 100 pounds. So I actually got taken down right to my back right off the start of the match. And then with the last 10 seconds left on a fresh start, I turned him.
Wow.
I turned him to win 7-5. The only points he scored was right off the start. So
that was your closest match in high school.
4-2 in the state finals my freshman year, but I wasn't in danger of losing that one.
So what about this famous Spladle picture that old Butch is telling me to ask you about?
Oh yeah, it's infamous right now. My brand for Scrap Life is Ice Spladle. So a Spladle that I hit at the World Championships with a guy from Moldova. You can look it up. It's on YouTube. He probably was on his back in that Spladle for 30 or 40 seconds at least.
Wow.
Forever, because the ref wouldn't call it, or he tried to call it, but he wouldn't get the confirmation from the judge or chairman, and he kept doing it. And then I see
you're about to rip his nuts off.
From the announcer's table, from the head table, ran down there and raised his hand and made him call it.
Yeah, because you don't care. You're about to rip his nuts in half.
Oh, yeah. No. Go down. I was trying to get off that mat.
Hey, so listen, so tomorrow night there's these fights going on in Jacksonville, and there's this little guy that's the champion at the UFC level, but I was reading someone kicked his ass in Worlds.
Yeah, I wrestled him. I wrestled Henry at the 2012 Olympic trials in the semifinals there in Iowa City. We had a good match, great match. It was fun. was a great thing to be a part of.
That's awesome. So, do you guys still keep in touch? Have you ever whenever he's got the belt and he's walking around and you're at a bar or something, do you still bust his balls and be like, "Yo, I got you"?
Me and him are friends. I talk. We'll BS. It's no biggie. He's beat me once before, but I got the last laugh. And he's a two-time UFC champ right now. I always root for those guys. I root for him.
Yeah.
That's why everyone, they say the match, I'm like, why didn't you go to UFC afterwards? I'm like, I didn't want to. I'm good on that.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. What did Tyson used to say, man? Everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face.
Exactly. I got fighters in my gym. I train some of the fighters, and some of the guys are actually in the UFC. I'll grapple with all those dudes. They think I have a BJJ background, but obviously I don't. Like,
oh yeah, I was talking to Butch about that. It's amazing how, and I don't know if you've seen any of my shows about me. I'm just a parent that's been involved in the last couple of years in wrestling, and fell in love with it, and finally had the opportunity to start this because I just feel like everyone should know about wrestling, because I don't think it's a sport. I think it's a lifestyle.
Right.
And that's how I started this. But I was talking to Butch. It's funny when you hear a wrestling coach that has a jiu-jitsu guy come into the gym, they're like, oh no, how am I going to get him to stop going to his back? But when you hear a jiu-jitsu guy getting a wrestler in the gym, they're like, yes, thank God, I only have to teach him 50% instead of 100%. He's already got. So is that the same in your gym?
Oh yeah, I mean, a couple of them have wrestling backgrounds, so you understand the wrestling a little bit. The other guys that don't have any wrestling background, it's a different world for them.
Awesome. I
mean, just the way wrestling is and how our hips are and stuff like that, it's a different kind of feel. And holding someone on your back, is, what we want to do. We want to come up to our base, and everything like that. But I'm comfortable holding someone on their back the whole time. I'm used to holding guys on their back.
Nice.
And avoiding their leg sweeps or whatever.
So when's that little champ behind you going to hit the mat?
Oh, we'll see. Ryder, you going to start wrestling soon? No, not yet. His name's Ryder too, by the way.
Ryder. So Ryder and I were messing around on, we couldn't get this Zoom thing working. So we were on Facebook, whatever that thing's called.
Oh, yeah. Facebook chat.
Yeah. Chat. And you can make faces. So he and I, we had like fish faces on, and we had a foot on our head, right, Ryder?
Right, Ryder? You have a cat on your head too? Or a dog?
Yeah, he was trying to push his sister out of the swing.
Oh yeah. Don't you?
Actually, your brand.
When I was coaching at University of Indiana, or Indiana University, IU, we were down at Oklahoma City for the NCAA championships. He was actually born there. My wife's water broke in the stand 6 weeks early during the during 125, the weight I wrestled. So we had to miss the second half of the NCAA championships and went to the hospital there. And he was born there. So he's a student.
Oh, so if you were on the mat and had to wrestle that match, you would have kept going, or you would have left to go?
She would have been all right. I would have met her there.
Yeah, as a true athlete, right?
All right.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have it until I got there, anyways.
So you were talking about your brand is Scrap Life?
Yeah, Scrap Life is Under Armour's wrestling.
All right, so that's who you're sponsored by, right?
Yeah, one of my sponsors.
I see sometimes when they post stuff and they pick up wrestlers and different.
Ashnault, Taylor, Nolf, Nickel, and all those guys.
Yeah.
Just got Seth Gross.
I keep trying to hit up Seth Gross. That's God's wrestler, right? Is that what it is on all the? Yep. And I keep, every time he posts like a picture of his house or something, I'm like, his new house. I'm like, beautiful house. Want to come on the show? Beautiful house. Want to come on the show? And then I always get, he's very good at communicating with everybody. So he always likes it, but he never responds that he'll come on. So I keep trying to. My son's a fan. He's always watching him on TikTok with all that.
Oh yeah.
Stuff the kids do, man. So let's see what we have here. We got questions. Ask him about Spladle. We did that. Oh man, 17 comments. Someone said they loved watching you back in Michigan State. You used to kick everybody's ass, it says. So I guess
try to.
I guess you knew that. So, man, anyway, talk about the experience of being a USA wrestler and what it was like to kind of represent this country across the globe.
Yeah, I mean, that was great. After I graduated, my brother and I both went out to Oregon State, and that's where we were trained out there. We're training out there. That was our base. And he came home shortly after because he had to have back surgery. After he came off of hamstring surgery, of course, because he tore that off the bone our senior year at NCAA's. But just going out there training with those guys, learning a different style of wrestling that I needed to incorporate for myself, to be successful at the next level. But being able to travel the world, experience places that you don't get to experience unless you're doing something like out there. Some of the places that we were going, you typically would never go there,
Yeah, and I mean, talk about having that USA on your back and walking to these countries. It's got to be a different feeling than anything you felt. I think. I don't know. I've never wrestled or did anything for the USA.
No,
but
it's great going, representing your country and being as one of the top guys in the country and just putting on a show for the fans and other, for everybody in general, just to show what we have and what we can do as well on a world level instead of just here in the U.S.
Hey, so what happened?
Go out there and just do the same that you would do here. Go throttle dudes. Splay it along. It's something they've never seen before. Hit the Yale Strangler on them.
That's awesome. Hey, so who? So I won't tell him, and I nobody's listening right now, but you would kick Butch's ass on the mat, right?
Oh, of course. Butch
Yeah.
was actually he was one of my hosts when I went down for a visit for IU when we were being recruited.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, my son's club coach wrestled for IU, Mike Palazzo.
Oh yeah, yep.
So he was a good wrestler.
Sure.
And he's got a great team. So when you were in high school, did you wrestle at the state level or the prep level?
We were state.
And
So what we did, we just did the states, and then Fargo. I know me and my brother skipped cadet. We didn't wrestle cadets. We only went juniors.
okay.
We only
And you wrestled Fargo?
Yeah, I was a 4-time finalist, 3-time champ. I was bidden to be the first 4-time undefeated freestyle junior champ. There's only been one guy to win it 4 times, but he lost and then came back and won it in the finals when they had back at the black marks, the point system. And I lost in the finals my senior year.
So your brother, older or younger?
18 months younger.
So you guys were kicking each other's ass all the time.
The whole time.
And
There's problems, you take it down to the wrestling room.
yeah, so similar weight class, bigger, smaller than you?
He's bigger than me.
It seems that happens, right? Every time I see a little brother, he's bigger than the big brother.
Our littlest brother's bigger than both of us.
Really? Wrestler as well?
Yeah, he's a 1-time state champ.
Nice. Awesome, man. So it's in the blood. Was it your dad wrestled? Is that what happened? Or he just found a passion for
He's a
it?
2-time state champ.
Oh. So when you guys get in the room together, it's just all out war.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Our dad's a big guy, too.
And are you the only one with kids so far? Or you got some other kids around?
Both my brothers got 2, and my youngest brother has a 3rd on the way.
So we're going to have some more Simmons, right?
Oh, yeah.
On the mat. How about the girls? You think they'll wrestle?
I don't know. I could see her maybe wrestling before him.
Yeah.
Trying to
Sometimes you hear wrestlers like yourself with their son. They're like, yeah, I'll wrestle daughter. They're like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I want her to experience that, but
I don't want her to wrestle, but if she wants to, I guess she can.
I'm sure you'll teach her well.
I'd rather her go golf.
Yeah. What's your opinion? Are you still in Indiana now? Not
No,
at the school, but
I have my club. I'm back pretty close to my hometown now. My parents, my brothers live like 3 or 4 miles from me. So I got my club back here in Lansing, and this is our 3rd season, and I had over 600 kids come through at least once.
wow, awesome. Now, do you do some summer camps too, where kids can come up and?
Yeah, we did one last year. People come in and stuff like that, and I do, camps around. Whoever's asking, I do push the pace camp here for Great House. That's pretty local here.
And you welcome visitors. I mean, if someone's on vacation and their kid wants to wrestle, they can come over.
Okay, I'll get you something in a second. Okay. Yeah, no, we have open door. If you want to come in and work out, come in and work out. We'll grind, mix up partners, get different looks, get a different coach telling you the same thing. That way it means something.
That's awesome. So talk about, I'm sure, and being a father now of a little girl.
Oh yeah.
Why are people giving such pushback for these girls? Why can't they just let them be and let them wrestle?
I mean, I don't know. For me, for my daughter, I mean, if she wants to do it, I'm not gonna fight her on it. I'll let her.
How about sanctions? How come these states aren't just sanctioning it? Why are they?
I mean, more and more are starting to see it. They're coming around. I think here in the near future, I bet all of them will eventually sanction it. I mean, there's no extra cost. You already have the wrestling room and mats, and it's typically the same coach.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
I see it just keep growing. It's going to keep getting bigger and bigger.
I was talking to a coach down in South Miami, and he said to me, 2 years ago, we had 6 girls at the tournament. This past year, we had 60, 6-0. And this coming year, as God willing, we get back on the mats, he's going to have over 100, I'm sure. Our state tournament this year for girls was over 300 girls. And I was talking to the first 4-time girl state champion, and she said her freshman years ago, there was 70. So it just seems like it's growing, and let them wrestle if they want to wrestle. I mean, I don't understand. No?
I don't either. They will. It'll keep growing. It's just more opportunities for people, more opportunity for schooling, scholarships, or whatever whatever it may be. It'll keep growing though. I mean, it's blowing up right now as it is.
Yeah. So talk a little bit. I know we were getting into your club, kind of the culture that you have in your club, kind of what you instill in your wrestlers, and then what kind of, I'm sure during the off season you have some sort of schedule for your club team where you guys kind of travel and hit certain tournaments. What does that look like for you guys? So I'm a kid in Michigan State, and I want to come to your club. What's my summer going to look like?
We don't do seasons for my club. This is my main job is the club. I'm there 6 days a week. My schedule doesn't really change per se unless something comes up or whatever. We have set schedule. We go. Only day we have off is Saturday. I have a full-time assistant. If you want to come in and work out during the times, come in and work out. We're gonna, in the fall, we get ready for grappler and Super 32, and then switch over to high school kids or for our My Way season that we have. For our folk style for our youth kids. And then as soon as March is over, I switch all my kids over to freestyle and Greco, and that's all we wrestle. If they're going somewhere else, like if they're getting ready for whatever national folk style tournament, that's fine, but they will wrestle folk style or freestyle and Greco in the spring and summer on my club, and we'll get ready for cadet duels, junior duels, and Fargo. Those are the main 3 things to get ready for in the fall. And
Awesome.
USA freestyle folk Greco nationals for the kids too.
Nice. And talk a little bit about your local tournament there. I was reading, and this year was my first year there, so I was kind of reading about it. It started off as just a small little tournament, and now the Michigan Grappler has grown to one of the top tournaments to go to during the off season. How far has it come since you were a young boy wrestling there?
There's just so much more opportunity for competition. We didn't have a lot we didn't have as many as there is now. There's so many different organizations running this tournament, that national tournament, this national tournament, So, there's just a lot of places to go and choose from. If you didn't hit one weekend, you could go to another one the next weekend, which we didn't. You had us growing up, we knew which ones we were going to. You're going to hit Tulsa Nationals. You're going to get AAU Nationals, USA Nationals. Minus, your state sanctioned stuff. Those are the main ones you're hitting, besides like schoolboy duels and stuff like that.
And talk about the grappler at your alma mater. How highly recommended or regarded is that tournament now? And it used to be done at like a high school gym or something, I was reading.
Yeah, then it went to bigger auditorium in Battle Creek, and then ended up back at Michigan State there at Jenison. No, Tony's done a good job with that. Tony graduated with my brother and I, so he's a real close friend of ours, one of our best friends.
You bring your kids there, your club kids?
Do what?
Does your club wrestle the grappler?
Oh, yeah. That's the first competition we get ready for is the grappler and then Super 32. So as soon as I know, I hear you. Give me 1 second.
Hey, you can go. I can wait if you got to get her something.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. I got kids. I get it.
You can make fun of Butch.
You heard that, Butch? He told me to make fun of you. Hey, Butch, I had LeBlanc on. He was one of my first guys. Love LeBlanc. My son went up to the App State last year. That's how I met him. What a great guy. He wears knee pads in his house. You talking about LeBlanc, or are you talking about Simmons here? By the way, Butch, he said, I don't know if you heard, but he said he can still kick your ass. I don't know if anybody's listening, but I heard that.
Yeah. No, we used to.
Hey, LeBlanc.
Anyways, that's what we get ready for after Fargo. My next thing with the kids is getting ready.
Hey, Simmons says, why you wear knee pads in your house?
Just in case I trip and fall, man.
And LeBlanc is on now. He said, ask you about your famous clean and sprint workout.
My famous, cleans and sprints. Yeah. LeBlanc knows that one. So I did.
Man, that guy's an animal.
Steiner would have me doing it when I was training, Troy Steiner. And those guys out there during the day was Lesky, Pasco, and Roberts. We do 10 cleans, sprint 40 yards, sprint through it, walk back to the line, sprint back, 10 more cleans, 10 sets of 10.
Wow. Yeah, I was talking to him, and I had just...
Your only break is walking back to the line after you sprint through. That's your only break is walking back to the line. So you sprint maybe 5 or 10 yards past, you walk back to the line, sprint again.
So, hey, is LeBlanc one of the best bottom guys you've ever seen?
Oh, yeah.
When I was up at the camp with my son, he would show all that stuff, but you'd go downstairs and he'd be running full speed on the treadmill for like an hour. You wouldn't even see him stop. Just a beast. But he was with you at IU?
Ryan?
Yeah.
Yep. I was it for 2 years. Yeah. I wish I would have had him, I wish I would have been there the whole time with him. Ryan was, he was a good leader for the guys and everything. He, no questions asked, he'd do what you told him to do.
That's awesome. Butch says you're a light snack for him. He'd choke you out. You hit him with that East Lansing strangler, right?
Oh, yeah. Especially take some wind out of him.
That's awesome.
I didn't like wrestling Ryan anymore.
Hey, so man, this has been great, man. I can't say enough about this platform and getting to meet these people and you and everybody. I'm so excited to like get out of my house one day and be back in like wrestling rooms watching my kids because I'll actually know people now. Like, hey, what's up? It'll be so much fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man, so I guess maybe your favorite match you've been involved in, or maybe that match you remember, or maybe the one that might have been the most important to your career, maybe that one that said, wow, I belong.
I mean, individual wise, there's a few things, that you could choose from. I could choose from winning a team state title in high school was really big because you can't do that on your own, When we did on our own, we planned and expected to do it. My brother and I, we put the time in to do it. But the team thing was different because you needed everybody else to help you in that part of it. Individual success, I planned on what we got. But match-wise, one of the best was making the world team in 2011, obviously. Beating Hayeswinkle in that the third match, best of 3, and beating Cejudo was one of one of my all-time favorites to be a part of. But, so probably those are going to be a couple of the top 2 for sure.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And hey, like I said, I mean, meeting everybody in this wrestling community so far has been awesome. Obviously, it's amazing that you're a part of it, and I'm hoping one day I get to meet you. I'm hoping CFW
Grappler in October.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that everything's good, and if CFWA goes there, my son will be there. So I'm hoping to see that. I'm hoping to see camps open up soon, or clinics or privates or something. So have you been? I know I've seen some of this USA stuff coming out, talking about like the different requirements to opening up your gyms and stuff. What have you seen so far about as far as what the new kind of order is going to be on being open?
I actually haven't looked at any of that they sent out yet. I've been slacking on that part of it, but I'll have my own protocol set forth. But with all this stuff going on, it allows me to kick all the parents out of my gym.
That's what parents are going to have to stay out. I mean, there's like a brewery down the street from CFWA, so I'm sure the parents will find their way there.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so you ready? You ready for the questions?
With the TVs, and they can just watch right there.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think when they get their new place, there'll be a lot of that's going on.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so you're down by 3 going into the third period. You have choice: top, bottom, or neutral.
Depends who I'm wrestling. Depends who I'm wrestling. Probably top.
Folk or free?
Don't matter. I'll turn you either way.
Okay, what do you prefer, folk style or freestyle?
Honestly, it doesn't matter to me. They both go the way I wrestle, and being able to, how I wrestle on top. I'm good with either style.
Headgear or no headgear?
No headgear. I used to wear it all the time, and then I got cauliflower. Then I don't. I hate wearing them now.
So you've got one day for your kids to train or for yourself to train. Do you go to a rumble or a clinic?
Clinic.
Who wins the rematch, Swain or Shoot?
Shoot.
Which title holds more? I have a feeling I know what your answer is. Which title holds more prestige, the 32 or the Fargo?
Fargo.
More dominant, pin or tech?
Pin.
Ooh, you're one of the first.
Pin.
All right, wings or burger?
What is that?
Chicken wings or hamburger?
Depends who's making the burger and wings.
God damn, you can't just answer. Chicken nuggets or chicken tenders?
Tenders.
Who said burger? Was that your son?
No, I did.
Oh, I heard something.
They eat grilled cheese from McDonald's. They don't even put nothing on there besides cheese.
Yeah, and chicken nuggets or chicken tenders? I should ask Ryder that, right?
You wouldn't know the difference. You wouldn't know the difference. Tenders.
And Popeyes or Chick-fil-A?
Probably Popeyes. I don't really like Chick-fil-A.
I like Popeyes too. I can't memorize names of any moves I use. Somebody wrote Chartuber Robinson. You know that guy?
What did he say?
He said I can't memorize names of any moves I use. All right, Whopper or Big Mac?
Oh, Big Mac.
For sure. I like it. Hey, man, this was fun.
I'm Burger King in the morning for breakfast. McDonald's after that.
Yeah, I think I agree.
I prefer Taco Bell, though.
Ooh, a box of tacos, the box of 20 or whatever?
Crunch Wrap Supreme, man. Get chicken instead of beef, extra nacho cheese, extra sour cream with a Mountain Dew, with a Fountain Dew.
Fountain Dew. I love it. Hey, I got to tell you, this has been so much fun. The best part of it, though, was playing with your kids with the faces on the chat, man. That was awesome. Hey, Ryder.
Ryder, you want to say bye? Oh, he's building. What is that? Minecraft Lego stuff.
Oh, I love it. Cool, man. Hey, this has been great, man. Thank you so much for coming on. And yeah, I mean, like I tell everybody else, anybody you can refer to me that would be great to talk to, please do. I'll message you my cell phone number so you have it.
All right, sounds good. Let's say bye bye.
Hey, what's up?
This is Raina.
Hey, Raina. Raina, you're gonna be the new Strangler?
You wrestle with Dad? Uh-huh.
Hey, man, thanks. And I'll look out for you, and I'll look up your little Spladle picture on Scrap Life. And
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
he's sponsored by Scrap Life. So anybody out there, obviously,
There's a Yale Sprinkler shirt on there, and there's a nice Play-Doh shirt on there too. Yep.
yeah, if you're a fan of him, get his gear.
See ya. See bye bye. You're up here in the corner. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure. I tell you, this has just been a blessing for me.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
See you, buddy.